Hello everyone and welcome back to Ian's Innovations. As you might guess, this is a special day for me. First off, today is the 2-year anniversary of this channel, and secondly, this is the beginning of Season 3 of Ian's Innovations. This video will be very similar to the first video of Season 2, where I'll first recap everything that happened in Season 2, and then I'll briefly talk about what I have planned for Season 3. Before we begin going over Season 2, I want to discuss about something. You see these? These are my stills of my cartoon stick figure version of myself. I have been using them ever since the beginning of this channel for videos like my Little Nightmares Theory videos or videos about expressing my love for something. So I've been using these all throughout Season 1 and 2, and I believe it's about time I do some major changes around here, including to myself. First thing we'll do is move the camera a little to the left. Okay, good. Now let's move the camera a little down. Great. Now let's zoom the camera on me a little bit. Okay, now I made myself look even more ridiculous. But not to worry. Well, this is my brand new style, and I'll get into more detail on it later in this video. Right now, let's recap everything that happened in Season 2 of Ian's Innovations. Season 2 of Ian's Innovations began on the 1-year anniversary of the channel. Of course, all Premiere Pro video files and file folders began with S2 rather than S1, since it was the second season. In the second full year of Ian's Innovations, I actually uploaded less videos than Season 1, with a total of 20 videos uploaded. There were 5 videos about Little Nightmares, 2 videos about Half-Life, 1 video that served as the introduction to the season, and 12 LEGO videos. I believe there were less videos uploaded this year because around this time I had less space left to put my LEGO sets, and LEGO set reviews are my most frequently made videos. I was also planning to make a few videos about preparing for the release of Half-Life Alyx, but probably due to the timing of when we purchased the Valve Index being around the time COVID-19 really started to get real, the index has yet to arrive, so we haven't made all our preparations yet, or played Half-Life Alyx yet to make videos about it. More Half-Life Alyx later in the video. Now, 20 videos isn't that bad of an amount of videos uploaded in a year. Out of all my videos from Season 2, I'd say my favorite is Little Nightmares Who is the Runaway Kid Part 3, because of how I ended the 3-part series and how I covered and speculated on the character of the Runaway Kid after covering all chapters of Secrets of the Maw. The first 2 parts of Little Nightmares Who is the Runaway Kid, my Little Nightmares 3-year anniversary video about getting the Hard to the Core achievement, and my videos about the announcements of Little Nightmares 2 and Half-Life Alyx are up there among my favorites of the season. As for my LEGO videos in Season 2, they've mostly been the same since the end of Season 1. I know I still need improving on those, and I'll get into them later in the video as well. My most viewed video in Season 2 was the LEGO SpongeBob review of set 3831 Rocket Ride from 2008, having 225 views as I'm recording this. This isn't that much of a surprise since SpongeBob is still a really popular franchise, and I know some people have some nostalgia for the LEGO SpongeBob theme. My least viewed video from Season 2 was our current plan on Half-Life Alyx, with only 21 views, and I'm not really sure why. During my second season, I made a pretty notable milestone, in which LEGO Adventures Egypt set 5909 Treasure Raiders from 1998 review, and the LEGO Agents set 8636 Deep Sea Quest from 2008 review, becoming my first videos to reach over 1000 views. Hell, as I'm recording this, the Treasure Raiders set review already has over 1100 views, and the Deep Sea Quest set review has over 1300 views. I'm honestly surprised that the Treasure Raiders review would be this popular, since it is a set from the 90s and reviews of sets from that time don't usually get that many views. I can kinda see the Deep Sea Quest review getting this popular since it is a late 2000s set, and probably more people watching would be nostalgic of sets from that time. For the video thumbnails in Season 2, they've pretty much been done in the same style as the second half of Season 1, with me as my cartoon stick figure self in all thumbnails. Next up, we'll be looking at all the long gaps in Season 2. In case you don't know, I consider a long gap of not uploading videos if I upload nothing for at least 1 month. There were a total of just 2 long gaps in the second season, which is actually less than how many long gaps were in the first season. The first long gap of the season was between the LEGO Harry Potter Expecto Patronum set review and the Little Nightmares 2 announcement video, which was a gap of 1 month and 3 days. From what I can remember, it was probably because I agreed to myself that the announcement video of the game would be my next video, and it was taking some time to get done. The second long gap was between the LEGO Star Wars Kylo Ren Shuttle set review and Little Nightmares Who is the Runaway Kid Part 2, which was a gap of 1 month and 10 days. This was because there were a few issues during the production of Part 2 of the Runaway Kid story, such as issues with capturing footage of the game, and sometimes I got lazy. Well, covering the long gaps took shorter than last time since there were less long gaps in Season 2. With Seasons 1 and 2 combined, I got a total of 5,569 views as I'm recording this. By the end of Season 2, I had gotten a total of 53 subscribers. Though it's still not a big number, it is a sign that my channel is growing and I'm now over halfway to 100. Also, I won't be showing those subscribers on screen this time because of privacy reasons. While making videos in Season 2, I began making great use of the screenshot tool and being able to slow down footage in Premiere Pro. This made it a lot easier when making scenes that focused on something specific. So now I'll cover ideas for videos I had said I might do for Season 2 in that introduction video, but didn't happen. So I mentioned the idea of making theory videos about Half-Life, but that unfortunately didn't happen in Season 2. But I at least made 2 videos about Half-Life Alyx. And of course, I did say that I would be making a special video that would have been made using a different Adobe program, but that also didn't happen in Season 2. And I'll tell you why. It's my fault. For some reason, I kept procrastinating on even beginning the project for multiple months, and I didn't begin working on it until April. But then I had to put it on hold so I could finish Little Nightmares Who's Runaway Kid Part 3 and this video. More on that video later. I didn't do a video about my 16th birthday in Season 2 like I did with my 15th birthday in Season 1, mainly because I didn't want other people around me feeling awkward with me vlogging. I'm still iffy if I should even do one of these kinds of videos about my birthdays each year. If that doesn't happen again, then it would most likely be because of that same reason. And now is the part where I'll cover some of the stuff that I have in mind for Season 3. You know, it's ironic that my channel is called Ian's Innovations, but I barely innovated anything in Season 2. Sure, I changed the intro and upped the resolution to 4K, but that's really it. And you could barely tell that there's a quality jump in a lot of those videos. Thankfully, Season 3 is where a good amount of changes will occur. From the start of the video, you've noticed that I made a new intro. I said in my Season 2 introduction video that I will change it for each season. And this time I want a more stylized intro with the title being typed on screen. You all of course have noticed that I changed the way I appear. The past stills of my cartoon stick figure self from Seasons 1 and 2 were made using the image editing program called GIMP. I also use this program to make all the cartoon gag scenes when describing some stuff in my videos and to make a lot of the video thumbnails. You know, even when my channel first started in 2018, the stills already looked like they were for a video from the late 2000s. Here's some trivia about those stills. When I first made the first couple of them, I made them transparent and used a smaller scaled image canvas, so when I put them into the Premiere video timeline, they looked really small and I didn't like that. So I increased their size on 1920 by 1080 canvas, with each one automatically having that plain gray background, and did that for all other stills after that. That is why they had such low resolution. Making each of those old stills was tedious and time consuming, where I had to first create the appearance by reusing some parts of other stills or making new parts onto the template. Then I had to enlarge it to be the size I wanted and save it as old. Then I had to copy the top part of the still template, then flatten the image with the plain gray background, and finally export it as a PNG. During Season 1, I accidentally erased the original template still and had to make a new one which wasn't aligned exactly with the old one. This is why there would be a slight shift between certain stills in some videos. Starting with Season 3, all the new stills, digitally illustrated gag segments, and video thumbnails will be made using Adobe Photoshop. I actually had Photoshop already downloaded on my computer not that long after I had begun using Premiere Pro to make my first video. I recall that I stuck with using GIMP for making video stuff for 2 years because I had been using it before getting Photoshop, and at the time I wasn't really used to using it. After doing Photoshop class in 10th grade, I had gotten accustomed to using it since it was more advanced than GIMP. In fact, the only time I used Photoshop for something in my videos before this video was in Season 2, Episode 19, where I made the messages using the Andy font where I couldn't do that in GIMP, and I didn't know at the time I could do that through Premiere. The process of making the new stills is easier and faster than how it was making the old stills. First, I take a template still, then I reuse some parts of other stills or make new parts to be applied onto the template, then I just export it as a PNG, and it's done. Hell, sometimes I don't even have to use a template still and instead edit the already existing still and save it as a new one. By the way, I did use that technique when making some of those old stills. You may have noticed that I changed the position of myself to the right and enlarged myself a bit. I did this to show more stuff on screen to better explain things, and let's face it, a lot of content creators use their cartoon avatars like this in their videos. All the new stills have a transparent background. This way I can use my stills to explain things without always using a gray background. Speaking of the background, I have changed it for Season 3 to be more unique and interesting to look at, where I made it gray and then stroked around it with a lighter shade of gray to give it more style. Now, if you've been paying close attention to my stick figure self since the beginning throughout my videos and thumbnails, you may have noticed that the number of hair strands on my head was inconsistent. In my old stills, I had 8 strands. In my gag scenes and thumbnails, I often had either 5, 6, or 7 strands of hair, but it was usually 6. For most of my first 2 years, I wasn't paying attention to the consistency of that detail. From now on, I'll have 6 strands of hair in all videos and thumbnails. The second thing that you probably notice is that my voiceover sounds a little different, specifically how I record my lines. In Seasons 1 and 2, I recorded my lines for my videos using a few headsets with microphones on the sides. For most of Season 1, I used 2 different headsets to record the lines. During the second half of that season, the headset that I was most often using at that point broke, so I had to get a new one. I replaced it with this headset shown on screen, and I've been using it to record my lines throughout the rest of Seasons 1 and 2. Also, before I got that headset, my dad and I bought a different replacement one, but it didn't work correctly, so we had to return it. Starting with Season 3, I'll be recording all my voiceovers using this Fi-Fi Studio Condenser USB microphone. One of the draws for this microphone is that it comes with a net over the mic. This would reduce popping sounds caused by fast moving air, but I guess I'd still have to cut out any breathing when editing. However, it definitely has better sound quality. Now, I won't be ditching that headset, since I'd be using it when doing something like playing games with friends and using Discord. When re-listening to my old recordings when voicing over previous videos and hearing my outtakes, I'd often think about how frustrating it was whenever I'd fail a particular line. But it's often funny hearing myself say fuck sometimes when failing a take, and I'd often also say damn it after failing a take. I remember while I was watching the trailer for the first time, I was feeling really joyful and excited because, and I couldn't believe I was saying it, but the fuck. Furthermore, in some recordings I'd hear myself drinking tea or water. This video took a while to make, mainly because of how... oh no... Now I'll talk about some videos that I have planned for Season 3. I will of course be making more videos about Little Nightmares. I plan to make 2 videos centered on the game Very Little Nightmares. Those being a video review where I talk about my general thoughts on the game, and then I'll make a theory video about the game. Of course, I'll make a video on my general thoughts on the upcoming sequel, Little Nightmares 2, and we'll do a theory video or 2 about the game. It mainly depends on when the game comes out, though the developers did say we'll be getting news about the sequel later this summer, so that's great. And of course, I will eventually make a video to celebrate Little Nightmares' 4th anniversary. Oh, one more thing. I have been aware that Tarsier Studios was acquired by another company in late 2019, which means Little Nightmares 2 will be released under copyright by Bandai Namco since they own the IP. As you can guess, I do want to make more LEGO set reviews in Season 3. The problem is, I once again have issues with space in my room to put new sets. And that issue isn't good when this year, LEGO is releasing sets that I'd really want to buy and review, such as the Mandalorian's Razor Crest from Star Wars, or the number 4 Privet Drive from Harry Potter. However, I will still do a few more Ian's Childhood Classic set reviews, and hopefully we may install another wall shelf in my room somehow. So if there may be less LEGO set reviews this season, then that will be the reason. So about the situation with Half-Life Alyx. Once the Valve Index gets delivered, and by the way, my dad did just get a message from Valve to pay for it, I do plan to make a few videos about the game, where I'll first make a video where I unbox the index, then a video where we explain everything we set up for the game once that happens, and then I'll make a review on Half-Life Alyx and share my thoughts. Oh, and in case you're wondering, no, I've still not been spoiled on what happens. Ever since it first came out in late March, I've made sure not to get majorly spoiled so I can have a blind experience. Hell, I've been so determined to not get spoiled that I haven't even gone the Half-Life wiki on Phantom for a few months now. For my special video that I'll make using a different Adobe program, I'll resume production on it not long after this video is out. I believe if I keep working on it all throughout Season 3, it should be done and released within the season. As I hinted in my review on the LEGO Alpha Team Subsurface Scooter set, I will make a video about another video game that I love playing. Still not saying exactly what game it will be, but I think I gave you enough hints in that video. Also, have you noticed what music I've been playing throughout this video? It's the Jellyfish Fields theme from SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. And the HD remake of the game, SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, will be releasing 6 days after this video is uploaded. And I do plan to make a review of the game since I am a fan of SpongeBob. That's it on the planned videos I want to talk about, but I'd like to mention a few more things that I did for my channel for Season 3. Not only did I update my channel icon, but I also added a channel art at the top, as well as making some playlists that contain some of my videos. So yeah, I have a lot of ambitions for my 3rd year on YouTube. Hopefully I'll be able to upload everything that I mentioned here. If not, then the ones that don't get made will be for Season 4. I have so many videos planned and hopefully I could spend part of my summer break doing that. After working on this video and Little Nightmares Who is the Runaway Kid Part 3, I think I'll take a little break from working on videos for maybe like 2 weeks. Unless the Valve Index gets delivered during that time. Thank you for watching the first episode of Season 3 of Ian's Innovations. It's been great working on Season 2 and I hope you guys like what I'm doing with my channel for this new season. Be sure to like and subscribe and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!